Hello everyone and welcome back to Overwatch 101. This is a series where I try to help console players get a little bit better at Overwatch. I try to pass along pro tips and analyzer tips that I've learned through watching channels like Unit Lost and Overwatch Central. Those guys have tips all the time that are really useful for players like us, right? Today we're on Ilios. Right, this beautiful, gorgeous map. I absolutely love Ilios. It's probably my favorite map in the entire game, just because it's of its sheer beauty. Okay, now this is a King of the Hill map. This is our third King of the Hill map, and I'm going to explain what's the best way to go. Right, this is the best way to go when you leave the spawn on this location. Okay, I like going off to the left. Okay, I see a lot of teams just go straight ahead, right, because that's the shortest distance to the point, and that's all fine and good. But I'll show you why the left is amazing. Right, let's travel over here. Okay, number one reason why the left is amazing is because it gives you access to this high ground up here. Now, I don't know if I would take this high ground as the entire team. You can, right? You can do this. Take this high ground as the entire team, and you can see the point from here, right? You can see what they're going to be doing from up here. But it's much better for just like solo soldiers and McCrees and stuff to come up here, okay, and to survey the land and to pot shot and things like that. As the entire team, okay, we were over there and we come through. I like to just come over here as the entire team and fight for this back area. The reason I like to do this is not only because there's a little health pack back here, there's actually two really close to each other. There's a health pack right there, and there's a health pack right there, right? But this is a high ground, right? It's not much of a high ground, but it is a high ground compared to the point, okay? So if the enemy all goes to the point, then yeah, they've got the cover of these walls, sure, but they don't have the high ground, and the high ground is much more important, okay? Now, a lot of times you will see teams come over here and meet you, right? But this is okay. As we've discussed, this is the natural state of the game, all right? This is where teams go to fight it out so that they can get these team wipes and then go to the objective to capture. You see pro teams do it all the time, right? They come around the back, they fight it out here, okay, they get their team wipes, and then they go to the objective to capture, all right? Now, after you've captured this objective, we've discussed this before, you don't want to just stand on the objective. You're just waiting to be ulted on, you're just waiting to be assaulted. The best place to be is out here, right? Controlling this little courtyard out here. This is the best place to be. Alright, now there are many ways that they can come at you, so you do have to be very vigilant, as we've discussed before. They can come at you from back there, they can come at you from right down there, they can come at you from up there, which is their high ground, they can come at you from over there, right, or they can come at you from in there. There are a lot of ways that they can come at you. However, okay, this is alright, it's okay to be here, okay, and it's okay for them to come at you a lot of different ways, but alright, you just have to keep a vigilant eye, okay? And if they take that high ground, just keep your distance, right? Use this for cover as much as you can. That's all it takes. Alright, let's move on to our next location. And this is the second location of Ilios. This is what is known as the Ruins, alright? And a lot of people don't like this area, right? Because its objective is a low ground, but we'll discuss where to be when we get there. Alright, when we come out of spawn, okay, you can pretty much go whatever way you like, but I usually tend to go off to the left here, alright? And if you were on the other side, obviously, it would be to your right, because they're mirror images, alright? I like to come in here, okay? And I like to grab this bridge area, okay? Because you can kind of see what they're working with from here, and you've got the cover of these columns, alright? Now, I wouldn't stay here for too long, right? Because bad things can happen, alright? But this is a pretty good place to be to start with to see what they're working with, okay? And then you can maybe make your way over here if they're not paying attention, and you can just start attacking them from here. And then, of course, once the objective, right, once the objective unlocks, then you cap, right? This is when you capture, okay? Now, I'm going to capture the objective, and then, once I've captured it, we've talked about this before, you absolutely don't want to stand on the objective. But this rings even more true here. And the reason for that is because the objective is nothing but a low ground. It is completely surrounded by high ground versus its low ground. It's one of the worst objectives in the game to just stand in. I absolutely do not recommend it. Where you do want to be is up here. Okay, now yes, this is on their side, and you're definitely a lot closer to spawn than you would be if you were standing on the objective. But that's okay, okay? You can control this area, just be aggressive, right? You can see them come through there. You can see them come through there. You can see them come right there, or you can see them come right there. It's really just your 4 major ways that they're going to be coming at you, and that's fine, right? It's okay. You just have to deal with that aggression when it comes to you, okay? You are going to see a lot of aggression, and they're all going to be bunched up, and they're going to be doing a lot of damage. But that's okay, because it's much better than standing on the objective. It's a better alternative. Okay, this is where you want to hold, right? You want to hold right here, okay? You want to hold here. You want to tell them, no, this isn't going to happen. I don't think so. We're going to hold this ground, and we're not going to let you touch the objective. Now, if somehow they manage to sneak around and get on the objective from here, maybe they've got a Sombra, a Tracer, yada yada yada, then you just turn around, okay, and then you fight it out on the objective, alright? And as soon as you get that kill, okay, if they're not already flooded onto the objective, you come right back up here to the exact same area, okay? It's as simple as that. You kill the threat that's on the point, and then you come back to the safe zone, alright? This is how it works. Alright, let's move on to our third location. And welcome to the third location, alright? This is what is known as either the windmill or the well, and we'll discuss why it's called the well when we get there. Alright, but when we come out of spawn, alright, I like to go off to the left. And this is actually a really good place for everybody to go. And if you're on the other side, it'll be going off to your right, okay? I break off and I come to the left with my entire team. And the reason that we're doing this is because this gives us high ground. Now, yeah, we are going to have to take kind of a little long route to get over here where we want to be, but this is a really good high ground to have, right? Now, most of them are going to be probably over there because that's the objective, but this is still a really nice high ground to have because you can kind of see what they're working with from here, okay? And then you can jump down to a, we'll call it a safe zone, right? This is where I like to be when I'm not on the objective, okay? This area over here, there's a lot of cover and there's a lot of area to move around. Now, the objective is a different story. The objective is awful. I don't like it. It's one of the worst objectives in the game. This gigantic well that is death if you fall into it covers like 75% of the objective. So when you're here and you have captured the objective, okay, because most likely you're going to see the enemy team either coming from up there or over there and trying to fight for this area, which is fine. You just fight it out. You just be aggressive, right? Get your pickoffs and then take that objective. And then once you take it, right, you don't want to stand on it. You want to be over here with this health pack, okay? You want to be in this area. You've got a lot of cover from fire, okay, and you've got a lot of room to move around. Whereas if you're over here, right, if you're just standing right here, this is just bad, right? Because you don't have a whole lot of cover and you don't have a whole lot of room to move around because you can't back up too much or that's just death. You're going to fall in. I also don't recommend holding here. You can. But in my opinion, this is a little too close. I don't really like being this close. Plus, they can shoot you from spawn, right? Their spawn is over there. They can shoot you if you're this close. So, if you are in this area, just make sure you're over here. Just make sure you're holding over here where they can't shoot you. This is an okay place to hold, but I like over there much better. I like that whole area over there much, much better. So that's pretty much it for Ilios. Just don't stand on the point. It's pretty much suicide, right? You don't want to stand on the point. You want to be over here on safe, dry ground, right? You're not going to drown over here. You're not going to fall into a big well. This is a safe zone. Alright, well this has pretty much been Ilios. I wish you all good luck in your Ilios endeavors. It's not too bad once you learn the ins and outs of the objectives and where to stand and where not to. This has been Overwatch 101, signing off.